Down alongside Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Kendrick Perkins, I'm Malika Andrews. Gentlemen, we have a chance to witness a little bit of history tonight. Steph is 42 points away from the most prolific two-game stretch of his career. And if he starts March anything like he finished February, that number does not seem too far out of reach. And in case you haven't seen, let's catch you up as we get out and run a little bit. Brought to you by Samsung. Steph is coming off one of his best performances of his career. He dropped 56 points, including 12 threes on Thursday against the Magic. The only player to score more points in a game at age 36 or older is Kobe Bryant in the final game of his career. That capped off a strong February where he averaged nearly 31 points, second most in the NBA, trailing only Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It was also the first time he averaged at least 30 points in a month since March of 2023. And his recent play, plus the arrival of Jimmy Butler, it's given the Warriors new life this season. Since Butler debuted on February 8th, Golden State is 7-1. That's the best record in the Western Conference during that span. And just a little bit more perspective, right, on how far the Warriors have come here. Look at this. This is entering February. Golden State was 11th in the Western Conference, meaning they were outside of the play-in tournament picture. But look how times have changed. Entering March, they're 7th in the West, but essentially in a tie with the Clippers for the 6th and final guaranteed playoff spot. Because if you just take a peek here, they have the same record. Steph, obviously been a huge catalyst of this turnaround, Bob, for the Dubs. You know him better than anyone sitting up here. What's been behind this recent run for Curry?
I think he's won confidence, Malik. When the Butler trade happened, I think he and Draymond said, we got one of us. We got another one. A guy that's been there, done that as far as playing in the high-stakes game. They're taking care of the ball since they got him, second in assist-to-turnover ratio. And more importantly, I look at it like an analogy of a baseball player that was trying to swing too hard, Curry was. He feels like he's got his groove now. He doesn't feel pressure in the non-Steph minutes. Jimmy's been able to take over, distribute. And again, I have obviously a soft spot for this guy. I've said it before. I think he's the best face of a franchise in the history of sports. And now he's got somebody that can run with him in a Butler.
Well, I mean, think about it. Over the last year and a half, last season and a half, he's had one foot in the grave, the other on the banana peel. He's been miserable. The only time we saw Steph Curry smile and play with joy was when he was in the Olympics. Then all of a sudden you get Jimmy Butler, and now he has that hope again. He has that belief again that he actually could go out there and compete at a high level with all the elite teams around the league. Do you know what that does for someone? It did the same thing when Danny Ainge said, you know what, I'm going to go trade for Ray Allen and a Kevin Garnett. You know what it do? It ups your game, it ups your spirits, it make you want to come to work every day, it make you want to go out there and compete at a high level because now you have a bona fide number two. You have a bona fide number two in Jimmy Butler that also wants to win, that's also signed a contract extension when he got there. So now all of a sudden he has hope.
I completely agree with you, Bob, when you talk about Steph Curry as the face of a franchise. I never thought about it that way, but I can't imagine a better face than him. He's just a model citizen and an absolutely fabulous player whose box office and is as lovable as they come. The thing that I have to stand down and give credit to, though, I got to give credit to Steve Kerr. I got to give credit to Joe Lacob and ownership. I got to give credit to these guys because when you acquire a Jimmy Butler, everybody said it reeked of desperation, and maybe it was. But I think all of us, although we have an appreciation for Jimmy Butler, the winner within, and the fact that that brother can sit up there and just improves round by round by round in terms of being playoff Jimmy, to come to the Golden State Warriors and to play the way that he plays, to be in a different way, like a quintessential partner to Steph Curry. I don't know if any of us saw that.
Right.
And the fact that, you know, this guy gets to the free throw line, he defends, he can score, he can be a bona fide secondary option that takes so much of a load off of Steph Curry. For me, the Golden State Warriors had to see that to some degree. I think a lot of us missed it. We knew that he could ball, but we didn't know if that part fit in Golden State. Now we're looking at them and saying they could actually make a run because of this move. I got to give him credit.
And I think that we all want to see Steph, well, obviously I do, but sure. I think everybody wants to see Steph Curry have a shot.
No question.
Yeah.
Right? We all, the world, even Pert. No, I know you don't. I know you don't. But when he's not in the playoffs,
right,
he should be at that party. Now, it's up to him to see how long he can stay and the rest of the guys, but to not have him in the playoffs last year. So Jimmy Butler now, we were talking about 10 seed, you know, playing. I think everybody's shifted since he showed up and said, now, what seed are you going to be? And to give Curry a chance at this point in his career, that's all that he was asking for. And like you said, Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Steve Kerr, they got one for him in Jimmy Butler to help him.
And to that point, the Dubs are 7-1 with Jimmy Butler, but it's looking like they may not actually have that luxury tonight. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, is here. Shams, what's the latest on Jimmy Butler's status?
Malika, Jimmy Butler is out tonight. He has back spasms, and he injured it on a specific play in the third quarter, early in the second half of their game Thursday night in Orlando on a collision with Wendell Carter Jr. I'm told he's at treatment around the clock to try to play tonight. Now moving forward, the Warriors are treating this like a day-to-day injury. We'll see if he suits up and plays Monday night, their next game in Charlotte.
Okay, so this will be the first game that Jimmy Butler has missed since coming to the Golden State Warriors here. One of the more impressive things, though, about this turnaround in Golden State is that they've done it without their second leading scorer in Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga's been out since January the 4th. You can see how prolific he was for Golden State, how important he was before he went out. Shams, when can they expect him back?
Malika, Jonathan Kuminga is really close on a return. He's in the final stages of a rehab of his significant ankle sprain suffered in January, and his return will not be tonight. It's unlikely to be Monday in Charlotte. They have 3 more games on this road trip before they return home. I'm told the Warriors are considering waiting until next weekend when they're back at home for his return. His integration, though, will be a big challenge. The next big challenge for the Warriors, seeing what role he had. Before his injury, he averaged 21 points per game in his last 10 or 15 games.
Shams, thank you. So it sounds like Golden State on the brink of getting an infusion of even more talent here, which begs the question. I know they don't have Jimmy Butler tonight, probably sizing this up, seeing a shorthanded opponent here, Stephen A. But it feels like Golden State can be really dangerous now with this team. What do you think?
First order of business, let's not make a big deal of Jimmy Butler not being available tonight. Look who he's playing against. I mean, please. If ever there was a night to take off, it's this one. Okay, that's number one. Let's get that out the way first. The Sixers are just horrible. Having said all of that, looking at Golden State, let's pay attention to the Western Conference. When you're talking about Steph Curry, this is a brother that shoots better in the second half after All-Star break from three-point range than he does. He usually shoots 41% like before the break, 44% after the break from three-point range. So him getting hotter now is not a surprise to anybody. But look at the rest of the Western Conference. Oklahoma City still has something to prove. Dallas still has to get healthy. Houston is young. Memphis, you're looking at their shooting ability and you're wondering about that, okay? Phoenix is not a part of the equation. Minnesota's still trying to figure things out because Cat is gone, right? And now you got Los Angeles with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and the way that J.J. Redick has them playing. To me, the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, they're the 2 teams right now we need to keep our eyes on more than anybody outside of OKC.
Their first round exit.
Who?
Golden State Warriors. Their first round exit. I mean, let's be real.
Big statement.
I mean,
big statement.
It's a real statement. It's a real statement. Because let's be honest here. If they happen to get in the 6th spot, which I believe they will, then they possibly could face what? Denver Nuggets.
Or Memphis.
Hold on. The Denver Nuggets, I got the Nuggets. If they face the Lakers, I got the Lakers. If they face the Grizzlies,
really?
I got the Grizzlies.
I don't have the Grizzlies.
You told me. I do. I didn't tell you nothing. I'm telling you right now. And guess what? It won't be a disappointment. It won't be a disappointment because from where they started to where they are now, they still need to make some moves in the offseason to upgrade their roster. I wouldn't be mad. It wouldn't be a disappointing season if they fall out of the first round.
Look, okay, we can argue this.